Hello, America. Hello, America. What's up, y'all? I'm back. Didn't really go anywhere, but haven't really been doing this recording thing for a while on YouTube. Had to make sure I was, clear and ready to go. Tell them to clear the way because Suray's back. Ready for more. Here in the flesh. Just wanted to take that quick moment in and enjoy that kind of, exhale feeling. I just got through working out, obviously, you guys. Cooled down a little bit, so I figured I would share the wealth and share a little bit what I'm seeing. I remember actually doing a video here when I first got installed with neighborhood councils, and that was about 2 years ago. Seems like yesterday, doesn't it? When I came right here at Helen Keller Park, right behind that great mural. You can check my Instagram too, Suray Official Music. That's SURAYOFFICIALL Music. Suray Official Music. And I really don't even post that much about music on there. I post more about my connection with the environment and earth, and the course studies that I've been taking throughout pretty much my college career, to be quite frank, in studying law and politics and urban policy, and of course environmentalism and environmental protection, in a very kind of focused lens through the humanitarian civil rights. If you want to know a little bit about my educational philosophy, there you go. And we've actually brought it back full circle. So like I said, where I remember when I first got involved with neighborhood councils, I came here reflecting, where I grew up over here in West Athens. Really cool, nice little suburban area. It's just gotten better and better and more diverse and more beautiful over the years. And I'm proud to say that I grew up here, honestly. It was always kind of rough for me at the time, early 2000s, right? Coming out of the 90s gangs. And a lot of that was quieting down, over here at the Helen Keller Park, over here by the swimming pool. Me and my brothers and friends, we used to cut up and go to. Beautiful place. And now the guys are here working out where I was just at. Oh yeah, now there's still the sheriffs here, right? You still see that element, right? And yeah, it's all in good faith now. Like I said, it's gotten much better. Don't sleep on these park workout machines right here. Don't sleep on them. For all you bodybuilders and weightlifters and gym rats, don't sleep on the parks, don't sleep on us naturalists and outdoorsmen and outdoors women, because we got our thing going on. We have a process out here in nature, similar like any other landscaping and design policy or cohort of groups that you want to associate yourself with, and focused on whatever goals you want to focus on, whether it's health and wellness or fitness, healthy eating, right? Clean eating, supplemental vitamins, mind games, if you will, educational philosophies, as I was saying. And we see a lot of that in nature. Look at what I wanted to share with you all. What I just got through playing basketball. I did my 100 shoot, 3-pointers, a couple of 100 push-ups, some crunches, some body bench pressing with the gym weights, park weights, if you will. And I'm walking through the park and I see all of the trees being cut and trimmed, as they should. I grew up in West Athens, which is like right on the outskirts of the city, in the county actually of Los Angeles still. And growing up, I didn't really know the difference, right? I just knew Watts, Compton, Long Beach, Inglewood. But I didn't really know the political minutia and intricate details. So let's say, how the city trims a tree versus the county, right? And this park has totally changed, by the way, since I was growing up, 12 years old, 15 years old, 30, going on 30 something now. So that was what 15, 16, 17 years ago, right? When this park was totally different. They didn't have a watershed over there. They didn't have this middle park gated behind me the way it is now. I don't even think they had this apparatus right here, where the kids were playing. I remember there was some smaller apparatus, but they've developed it. And of course, just thinking about all the kind of, activity that was going on, nuisance activity and gangs and police just kind of going in war. So we have a lot to protect, is my point there in this 5 minutes. Not just locking people up, but we have to protect this environment, making sure that these trees are trimmed regularly so they can continue to flourish. For example, something as small as that. Saw about 5 or 6 workers out here piling up the branches that could have been hazards. I really don't know too much how the county does its landscaping and trimming. But, it's pretty organized so far from what I see. Look at that bad boy. Wait, hold up, where we at? Look at that tree behind me. You see that? That's pretty well trimmed, I must say. We're giving our trees their haircut so they can continuously attract all of the benefits of a cleaner, sustainable, and less toxic environment, because we know how to use our energy wisely and manage our output as a human species. And I would never get preachy on my YouTube, but you kind of underscore the spiritual element when you think about our responsibility on earth, right? And like I was saying, when I first got neighborhood council about 2 years ago, I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. And I had an idea of being in politics since I was a kid, but it was just the kind of thing where I said, okay, I'm going to go in there with a plan. And hopefully I stick to it. Nothing distracts me too much, and I can work with what I got. And I'm glad that I've gotten myself involved with the city and understanding what our entire state, the entire world, quite frankly, needs. And making sure that we have a future for everyone. a positive future for everyone. And where I'm at now just kind of symbolically overscores to me that progress is reachable. It's not inevitable, but it is obtainable. It's as obtainable as seeing that someone has to pick up all these branches on these trees. But what's less attainable, or what's less observable to the eye, is the fact that we have to regularly have a plan and a committed group of folks that will know where to put our resources wisely. We got to do it. We got to do it. I know nature is something that we all care about for the most part, and we all want to see progress in. But you cannot be surprised when things are, not tended to, are not being observed correctly. And I say that because we know, for example, that climate change is real by now, right? All of the natural disasters going on across the earth. You see the videos on social media. You see the blackouts and the flooding and the stories. And let's just face it, the heat right now, right? I mean, that's the number one way people are going to see the immediate change, is how hot it is. But let me be honest, it's not enough to say, hey, it's just getting hot. Hotter and hotter every summer. And that depends on where you're at too. I just left from Texas last month on Juneteenth, my birthday, and it was like nothing I've ever seen before. Living in LA my whole life, it was just so humid, and the minute you walk out the door in the morning, you're literally dripping in sweat, hot from the inside out, because of the humidity. Let alone all of the heat indexing that goes on, or the heat island effect, which basically means the added totality of all the heat in a city, right? So all of the buildings, all of the cars, all of the energy wattage and use is coming out. And it comes out at a very particular time of the day. Between, let's say, 2 o'clock and 7 p.m., we're getting multiplied effects of heat. Synergistically, that is, which means multiplied, right? And all added together, and it comes down barely at the end of the day. So that means basically the city gets an added 20 degrees temperature. And everything feels it, including the trees. Look at this tree right here that I'm next to. You guys see that damage in that tree. That's obviously from, number one, improper planting. The species of the tree, which isn't a native species. And you see another one right here. Look at that. These are not native these are great trees, don't get me wrong. I've told you before, I love eucalyptus trees. I think I said it on my Instagram when I was breaking down how some trees were falling in my area. These are trees throughout Southern California. Redwoods, for example, and eucalyptus. You find them in California quite a deal, but in Southern California, you probably don't want to have them because they grow speciously, or invasively, if you will. And they also are hazards because the branches fall and they easily catch fire. Let me cross the street real quick. And you'll see some of the redwoods. You see these a lot in Southern California. I guess what I'm really saying is you'll see them right on the cusp of the city and the county, because we like the redwood look here in California. We like having the redwoods and, you know, that old song, and, you know, so there's a cultural element to why we pick certain trees in certain locations. And I totally understand. Like, look at this house right here with the family that has the cacti, you know? It's something that's probably going to survive in Southern California. We'll talk about palm trees another day. That's a whole another long topic. But before I get to my car, and you guys see this tree right here that's like trimmed in such a way to where you'll see that the arborists and the landscaping tree trimmers and developers didn't want the county to be afforded with wire outages, which is totally understandable. But let me just explain how simply a lot of that could have been avoided. And that's if we, unfortunately, never planted this tree in the first place. And for good reason. Like, look what we're doing. We're going to have to cut that in about 10 years completely. Because trees are, just so momentous and enduring. It's going to continue to grow, and it's going to continue to crack this pavement. And if we would have just taken more care and recognizing the right tree, right place, right reason, then we wouldn't have to be in the position that I'm in now as a tree ambassador and, you know, helping to determine what should be cut and what should stay. I definitely don't like being in the position because I have great respect for all of these beautiful creatures and living species. But if I had a preference, it would be to not cut any of them and, you know, build around the roots breaking through the concrete and you know, just work around what we got, because shade is important in the city. It really is. And LA is so unique that we just lack so many trees. You know, those other states and other cities they knew how hot it would be. In LA, we just we got too relaxed the past 50 years or so. So that's why I have to do these kind of cheap videos now. Kind of bring some of that all together, and, you know, working out and enjoying it, and you know, steadily climbing and aiming for the future. But you hear a lot of political talk about native species being planted, and I won't get into that right now, but there's a reason for that, you know. And again, we have all kind of cultural associations with why we plant certain trees, but you see a movement in LA, Southern California particularly, where we're going back to native species. And it goes back, the reason why we're doing that goes back so far, and the kind of almost reparations that the region deserves. But it also transcends to, as I said earlier, our cultural and spiritual connection with our greater environment. And I'll leave it there because I'm tired, kind of thirsty, and I want you guys to reflect on that. And through my lens, as someone who just loves nature and loves working out and loves teaching, you know, because I know there's so much more that, you know, the knowledge I have with the environment, I know people get impressed and they ask me questions and they ask me about like workout tips and stuff like that. Hey, I'm just a novel, you know, kind of novice character, if you will, who's interested in really helping people. That's one thing I can say I try to really strive for in this kind of Mamba mentality that I have, which is I want to get better every day. I want to learn more about the environment. about like the most beautiful places and how I can, and that guy just got his tire fixed, how I can, you know, bring positive elements to that, you know, like driving slow, you know. But you know, we all can do our part, and that's why I'm here to kind of simply just add to that the best way I can for my folks in the city that I really care about. So I'll be back more often. Look out for my next video. I'll be probably talking about neighborhood council or something like that, and what we can all do to continue to see change. Take care, America. Much love. Peace.